And a quick look at your kind of complicated but simple system for your, oops, sorry about that. So this is basically sheet metal work that goes in. Typical store-bought panels drop into this area. This vents from this area. There is the vent that comes up from the roof. You've already seen the first part. Here's the second part. It goes up through there. This area here is covered with insulation. I did not draw it because it's just for clarity's sakes. This is going to sits on top of your trusses on your existing trusses on the guest wing. This is a Fink truss that you use to build the ladder that gives you the eave. So there's a big cavity right here that we're going to be using to pull air from one side of your building to the other. So that's one. And you can see how this works to get the chimney effect. It pulls the air out through here, and this is vented. The same chimney effect happens for the big roof here, as this is also vented. Air travels up this cavity. Oops, sorry about that. Travels up this cavity, around, up through the roof. There's a roof, of course, metal roof on that. And the metal roof has a couple little details. I'm not going to draw these. They're standard pieces for metal roofing. There's one piece of flashing that goes in this area here. So it's like of course, there's a membrane, right? And that membrane is waterproof. It's similar to the stuff that you talked about before. Or you can use another type. There's several different types. Some of them are bitumosa. Tar-based, I guess, in English. But anyway, the air travels up through here, through these vents, excuse me. That's all vented. And then, of course, here it is. And you might say, well, how is it going to make that turn? It'll make the turn. It will find its way out because this side is higher than that side. Okay? So that's how it works. This is how the sheet metal guy, and they'll give you a little line right here because there's actually flashing here. Then it goes sheet metal here, and then there's another piece of flashing here, and then this flashing goes up under that. And so this one goes on first, obviously, but that gives you a little line. And this is where I changed the color. We'd use this as the black, and maybe this last piece, and then the rest is the silver or the aluminum finish that we talked about. One of the neat things about this, I guess it's neat, whatever, hide this, is you see how you get that truss to ladder over to make this soffit or eave work out, and how you shape this truss to give you that false look, but it works to make your eave. Now this kind of truss is a little bit more expensive, yeah, because you got more pieces. But what you got to do is each one of these has a joist hanger that nails to this part of the fink or the truss. And this here piece also gets nailed down with a Simpson tie. There's a couple of different types that I would recommend. I like the one that goes from here and then goes in there. It gives the best hold down ratio, and you can see they got some good, cool, destructive test videos of how this pulls off. But you remember that there's special nails that I'm going to make sure that the guys use for these joist truss, which people don't necessarily use. And if you don't use the right nails, you're not going to get the right results. They're just fat little short nails that really bite into the wood well. And that's it. That's the piece I wanted to show you. All right, enjoy your evening. We'll try to get you that floor plan. I got carried away here. I wanted to get this detailed and make sure, because it's important that the truss guy gets it. It's important that the framer knows what's going on. It's important that my #1 superintendent, Mr. Williams, knows what's going on. And the good news about this is it might seem complicated, but it's all about getting the truss correct. You get the truss right. I must have deleted one. And the truss gives you your layout. So it's not, once you get set the truss, you know where to set this truss, and that gives you the layout for everything else. You'll know these links, and it just goes together really well. A very quick puzzle. And that is my final detail for the ventilation for the lower roof and ventilation for the upper roofs. All right, that's it. I'm going to close it off here.